Hey guys, Marty here. Welcome back to Snappy Videos. This video is episode number 7 in our 10 years of Digimon World 1 series. I know it's been a long time between episodes, I've had heaps of personal things to deal with, but I'm back and keen to finish this series. And today we're taking on our second year, days 3 to 14, so that'll smash out half of year 2. Last episode we defeated the Ice Sanctuary. This episode I thought we'd continue the Ice theme and try recruiting Garurumon. That can't be too hard, right? I took Kyle in to see Agumon, but quickly realised I didn't need to see him. We went to see Mono at his chrome shop and got ourselves a heap of recovery items to prepare to take on Garurumon. I got some portable shitters, and basically everything we were going to need to go to exploring and take on this wolf dog. I arranged my items, ready for our adventure. Pack your bag the right way before you leave. Such a good idea. I checked Carl's stats before we left and they were pretty low, but it was getting close to Carl's bedtime anyway and we had items to recover his health if we needed. Whoa, Pixiemon. I wanted to recruit him, but not without already having an ultimate to take him on. I'm going to avoid this cute guy for now. We got through the jungle safely and camped out for the night on the mountaintop. We snuck past a veggie and continued on to Friesland. We got past the Ice Devimon and found a Mushy, then just avoided another 2 of our icy friends. I was so used to going to the Ice Sanctuary that I went the wrong way and had to turn around. We are not doing that place again in this series, no way. I got into a fight with 2 Ice Devimon, which I initially thought would be nothing for our crime fighting unicorn. But it turned out it was actually going to be a hard fight, so we ran like the wind out of there and tried again. We got past him the second time and found our friend Garurumon. Except he isn't our friend. We needed to beat him up 2 times. I told Carl he's a handsome unicorn horse robot and that he needed to fight for my honour. We attacked, kicking Garurumon in the chops several times before he eventually hit us with some ice. Carl chased him around, kicking him again, but Garurumon got us with his icy breath. I threw items at Carl to maintain a high level of health so he didn't accidentally die. The battle was going well. Our attacks were doing some nice damage. Garurumon attacked us, then ran off and seemed to have a stroke. This guy looked done. I considered calling Centurumon and his digital ambulance to rescue this guy, but Carl kicked him and he unstroked somehow. Garurumon still had a lot of health left, but it was time for a special attack. The Unicorn Tornado did 1800 damage. We were nearly done. Garurumon froze us and then just pranced around. He charged up his special attack, but it only did 11 damage. We kicked him in the chops, leaving him with 45 health. And then, bam, we did it. He went down like a sack of unicorn feces. We had won and he agreed to fight us tomorrow. Now we just needed to wait until then. I decided to go looking for Cocatrimon and Gabumon, who I knew were hiding around here somewhere. We found a Digipine and wandered into the next screen where I was trying to avoid any enemies as we were low on recovery items. And I stuffed it. We ran into a George, the ogre of the jungle, and 2 of them attacked us. We tried to take them on and I threw items at Carl, but these battles were not looking good. We were taking some heavy hits from these guys. Carl was landing some good kicks, but having 2 of them taking us on at once was depleting our recovery items so quickly. He was doing surprisingly well though and landed some good kicks. We tried to line up a special attack, but took a rock to the hips. Carl chased one of these ogre guys around and kicked him down. I ended up running as it was going to use all of our recovery items and take way too long. We went back and tried again to get past these guys, but instead got into a fight with 3 Gaborumon. This was not our day for adventure. We ran and I decided it was a better idea to head back to the city. Carl swallowed an autopilot and we were back at home, sweet home. It was now time to prepare for our next fight with Garurumon. I wanted to make sure Carl was in top shape, as the next fight would be without my help, without any items. So we needed to train his stats and get him as strong as possible. We hit the gym pretty hard, so hard in fact, that Carl had a digital heart attack and kicked the bucket. This was it. We lost our Wonder Horse. File City declared a public holiday in Carl's name. Poor Carl. Rest in peace, little buddy. But all hope was not lost, because I got to choose a new egg, and I chose a new egg. I wasn't fussed. I chose one of the Greeny McGreenisons. We hatched Bottomon, and it was time to choose a name. This little guy, he looked like a Frank. And Frank, he shall be. Team, meet Frank, our latest Digimon to join the channel. I bounced Frank like a basketball a few times, but got nervous as Angemon was looking at me funny. You keep that stick away from my anus, you sick Digimon. I quickly left and took this little guy to Agumon's shop. Our fight with Garurumon is going to have to wait, but I had another idea of a Digimon we could recruit, and we should be able to do this right now. We got a heap of items to both use and sell. It was time to visit Old Chrome Dog. I sold some of our sweet sirloin and got ourselves a boatload of recovery items and an autopilot to get us back in a hurry. We wandered over to Bergamon and set out for our destination, Friesland. Again, that's right, we're going to try and get ourselves Frigimon. Well, that was what I hoped anyway. When we got there, we got straight into a fight with two of the baddest looking bad Digimon in all of Friesland. Bottomon sent one of them flying halfway across the screen, and I ran really quickly. We found a Mushy and went wandering back around. So basically guys, we needed to wait until our Digimon gets sick and passes out. I wandered around for ages. He didn't look very happy, but he wasn't looking very sick yet. We were here for so long that he fell asleep. When we woke up, we continued wandering around, and I spent a good 10 minutes wandering around. Then he digivolved. We now had Koromon, which doesn't really change much about what we're trying to do, but we are now close to having a Digimon with some power. Frank, you little legend. I continued wandering around, but he still didn't get sick. After a while, I decided we need to go get some items from Agumon that will make Frank sick. Frank munched on an autopilot, and just like that, bam, we were in File City. We went back to the item bank and got some happy mushrooms. Apparently these will work. We got another autopilot from the item shop and went back to see Moltres and flew back to Friesland. Frank munched on these mushies and needed to shit. I went to feed him a toilet, but he made a funny noise at me. I yelled back at him and he ate the toilet, seat and all. Man, Frank, you animal. We continued wandering around for what felt like a lifetime, and still, Frank refused to be sick and pass out. Eventually I decided we were going to give up on this cuddly snowman for now and work on training Frank to be a Digimon killing machine. We went back to the original goal of taking down Garurumon. We did a liquid shit and hit the gym. It was now day 6 of year 2 and it was time for a nap. Frank slept under the stars next to the health training rock. Day 7 was a lot more training, resting, shitting, and ah, shit nuggets. Frank, that is not the toilet. We trained so hard, Frank digivolved into Agumon. Garurumon, you better be scared. We are one evolution away from biting your dogtail off, you stripy bastard. I trained Frank for day 7, and on day 8, I filled him full of all the digital steroids I had stored in the item bank. This guy wasn't happy, but he eventually gave in and was a real bodybuilder. After all of these items, his stats were actually looking pretty good. It still needed some work, and he will need to digivolve, but we are going to take down Garurumon. Well, I hope anyway. After all of these roids, Frank dropped a massive digiturd in the long drop. We finished off day 8 with some more training and a nap. We kicked off day 9 with some speed training and a little appreciation for our digital friend. We collected that juicy ground sirloin from Vegemon and went for a digital dump. Frank was keen to shit in front of the camera, you dirty dinosaur. He had the squirts, and he even had a cheeky checkers of his creation. It was battle time. We took on the local idiots in the forest. Frank destroyed the first guy super fast without taking a hit. This is the quickest attacking Digimon I'd ever had. He was like a machine gun dinosaur. Our second battle was just as good. Frank was actually hit, but took him out within a matter of seconds. We continued on battling through the forest, taking on loads more Digimon, until Frank took a poopy. Oh, and he digivolved into something we hadn't had yet in this series. Something horserific. Something wearing a helmet. Centuramon. But as he came into existence, he yelled something weird at me. Is he calling me a raptor? Is he insulting my mother? We might have to watch out for this horse guy thing. We took on a worm and then went down and trained new Frank to increase his stats for our Garurumon fight. This guy is going down. We trained a little bit more, rested, and then went into Friesland to take on Garurumon. We got into a fight as soon as we landed, but I didn't want to waste too many items, so we ran. I ended up sneaking past all the evil Digimon and getting to Garurumon. This was it. Time for our battle with this dog. I stood back. Frank landed the first hit, but was quickly hit by Garurumon's bad breath. Frank chased him around, throwing countless rocks at him, and getting his health down to 350 while we still had nearly 2,000 health. We were doing great. We were on just over 600 when Frank landed the kill shot on this angry dog. Garurumon was defeated and we had a new recruit to the city. This took us a bit of work and we did lose Carl and had to train hard with our new Digimon, Frank. But there are new adventures to be had with Frank. So like and subscribe, and as Frank says,